Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Doing something a little different today. A while back, I did a video a year or two ago doing the front brakes on the wife's van. Today, we're going to do one side on the rear. I already did the other. Figured, you know what, I'll film it because a lot of people found that last video pretty helpful. So first thing, block your front tires even though you don't have to. Also, you're going to need to get into the dash and turn off your parking brake. Not by the parking brake button. You actually have to go into the stereo, service mode. Settings, service, brakes, service, turn your parking brake off, okay? Can't figure it out, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube on how to do that. Then you get out here, front tires are already blocked. Get yourself a jack. Put that underneath where it's supposed to be on the pinch weld. Get a jack stand. Get this thing up just a little bit. Then you're gonna need to grab yourself a, well, what do we got here? 19 millimeter, all right? And get your lug nuts off. Actually loosen them up just a little, then jack the whole thing up, put your jack stand underneath, then take the lug nuts off the rest of the way. There'll be no brakes on, so this tire is gonna spin freely, which is a huge pain in the butt. So right now I'm gonna get the lug nuts off and we'll get into the brakes. All right, not sure if I said 18 or 19. It's a 19 millimeter, okay? I'm just doing this stuff by hand. I'm in my buddy's garage. Brought my own tools just so I could use his spacing so it's the middle of the winter. Now I have just enough pressure off the tire so it won't spin as I undo these, okay? I recommend that. A little bit of pressure on the tire, okay? But the jack stand is holding most of the weight, so get them a little loose, not crazy loose, and then get that thing off the ground and get them off the rest of the way. Okay, so my van's a 2018 Chrysler Pacifica. This should work on a 2017 to 2018 and 19. I believe they're all the same. Again, you get everything set up and you're not trying to film and talk to people. You can do probably each side in like 15 minutes, to be honest, if you have the tools and all that. I mean, like 15 minutes. That's with the car already parked. Jack it up, put it on stands. Bada bing, bada boom, you're done. Okay. All right, so 19 millimeter socket. The other thing you're gonna need, we're gonna pull this tire off in a minute, is one of these, 7 millimeter. All right, Allen wrench, Allen key. It's a 6-sided 7 millimeter, okay? You'll also need a flathead screwdriver. Get yourself some brake grease and get one of these handy dandy tools, all right? Get yourself some brake cleaner, a rag, something to kneel on because you're old and your knees are hurting, and a wire brush. I'm gonna pull this tire off. We'll get in a little bit closer to what the heck we're doing. All right, so I'm gonna try to film and show you. That 7 millimeter is gonna go here, and there's one lower. Now my lighting isn't very good, okay? It's really tough to see. So I'm gonna see what I can do. Let me get this flashlight just right. Okay, so this here is just a plug. Don't lose it. Set it aside, keeps dirt out of there. There's one just below it. Okay. Boom. All right, take that 7 millimeter on our ratchet. Goes right in there. Top and bottom. Loosen them up, pull them out. All right, loose. Now this is if everything just goes to plan, nothing's rusted, okay guys? All right, I'm gonna set the phone down and get those out and I'll come back. All right, so you're loosening it up. Sorry, I had to put the flashlight down. Get it to a point where I can do it by hand. And you'll see your little bolt here. It'll come out of this ear and kind of be in between, a little bit of limbo. You wanna pull it back so it's out of the way for when you're trying to pull this caliper off. When your hands are in here and you look at this, you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, makes sense. All right, let me get that out of the way. And there it is. See that moving back? Out of the way. Out of the way, okay? All right, guys, next step. Normally, when you're doing rotors, you just take a pry bar and you get in here and you pry your caliper off. These don't work that way. You gotta get a flathead screwdriver, kind of smaller in size, and get into these holes right here, because this spring is what's holding the caliper on now. So you kind of work that up and out. Normally it really is like a two-hand deal. So me trying to film and not bringing my stand, because I didn't really plan on filming this today, might be impossible. But you guys see it moving, right? So you pry it back, and then with your pry bar you sit here and pull forward as you pry that back, and it should come right out. Not even a mechanic, right? Just a guy that works on my own stuff. Alright, so it's almost out. I should be able to just pop this side out. Okay, that one's out. This one doesn't just wiggle out of the way for you. That's not how it works. Oh, maybe it does. All right, normally it doesn't. So nothing's broke, everything looks good. Cool beans. This should be loose. Nope, mine's not. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. All right, not gonna lose that piece because I didn't get one with my brakes. If you buy the more expensive brakes, I think you get a new one of those. I bought the cheap brakes because that's all they had in stock. Now get in here with your pry bar and see about getting this thing off, which is a total pain sometimes. We're not prying this off, we're trying to get this off, okay? There we go, that worked a little better from the bottom, loosened it up. Grab it by hand, give it a little spin, boom, okay? Let's see. Pads are wore down pretty good. Good enough for me to change them. My wife drives a lot, so we might as well make this thing run like a top for her. Alright, we got our brake grease. Clean this area out with your wire brush. Clean this out with your wire brush. This out. There's one exactly on the other side. Hit them with a wire brush, and then take your brake grease and put just a little dab in there. Don't get it on your rotor, or you're going to need to use brake cleaner and clean it off. Feel your rotor as well. Is there a ridge here? You may need to replace them. This is pretty smooth, no ridge, right? They're pretty good. I'm going to run it, not worried about it. So clean these up, a little bit of brake grease, and we'll move on. All right, cleaned up, lubed up. I forgot to note when pulling off the old pads, one pad in your new ones and your old ones will have this spring. You'll have two pads, one for each side of your vehicle, right? We're only doing one side. This exact same thing, do it in reverse on the opposite side, you'll be good to go. So the one pad with the spring, right? Take that, fella, put that on the inside, right? Inside. In the pad with no spring. Put that on the outside. Try not to get grease and gunk on your pads, okay? Boom. You can also clean them up if you want with brake cleaner, whatever makes you happy. Now, here comes a little bit of a dilemma. This isn't gonna fit back on because the new pads are way, way thicker. Hopefully you know how to use one of these. If not, you gotta put it in the ears and compress everything back. I will try to show you. Okay, hopefully you can see. You can put an old brake pad on here for even pressure if you would like. Just turn this nice and easy. You gotta hold the caliper. Turn it nice and easy. Like I'm pressing that in. This is why I say turn off the emergency brake in the van through the stereo, not the emergency brake button. I read a thing that said the emergency brake can turn on and off on its own just to check your brake system from time to time. Last thing you want is that crap kicking on and you're trying to do this. Now, like I said, these sides will take you about 15 minutes. It's taking us a little longer because I'm trying to hold the camera, video it, and talk you through it. So literally 15, 20 minutes a side. That's all it should take. So I try to get these just about even. We're almost there. I want this first ridge even with this outer ridge. This is where you need to be prepared to go back to the auto store, because if these seals blow out, you're gonna need a new caliper, and those things happen. Thanking the Lord that mine didn't, because I don't have a way to get to the store today. So yeah, we gotta put this on. I'm gonna try to hold my phone. Boom, it's on. Line your holes up. Push that bolt back in. Okay. Take your 7mm. Line things up. Try to get a few turns in there started. There, that's going in. I can see it. Don't forget your other 7mm down here on the bottom. Push that in, get things lined up. All right, guys, after you tighten down those two 7mm, remember to take those plug caps, put them back in. They just pop in place. All right, there's two of them, put them back. Like I said, sorry I'm not shooting my GoPros. Normally we're chainsaw carving and doing other stuff like that, but you know what? General maintenance stuff is stuff some people need some help with, and these are things that I do on my own. All right, so we got to put this in. I'll probably have to do it with two hands. We shall see. Hopefully you guys caught that. So I put the bottom in first, and then kind of push this one forward, and it pops in. We're done though. Brake job's done. It's time to put your tire back on, and that's it, guys. Really quick, really simple brake job for the rear brake pads on your 2018 Chrysler Pacifica. Hope this really helped you guys out. Leave me a comment, let me know. Again, I'm not a mechanic, just a dude that works on his own stuff. If I can help you, I'll help you. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Give the video a thumbs up. Be sure to hit subscribe and check out some of my other videos. Have a good one. Bye.